like, oh no, I have no water. So I ended up posting the video instead of going live last night just because I was exhausted. But as you can see, everything is nice and clean. I cleaned like crazy. So I have been working on a project all day. I'm hoping it's going to be out Thursday. And it's a Halloween thing, and I'm doing it outside. So hopefully that will be ready to go. I'm going to be able to finish it tomorrow. So I filmed 2 sets today, and hopefully we can get it finished tomorrow, guys. But for tonight, we are going to do another Halloween painting because I've had a lot of you request you wanted to do another Halloween painting. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to do a witch tonight. So I want to do like a moody sky. We're going to do a tree and some trees over here, and then there's going to be a witch in the front. I might add some pumpkins. I'm not sure. So we are going to get right into this. I haven't even got my paint on my palette yet, guys. I don't. And I need to grab my blue for my sky, because I forgot to grab that. So I don't think we're going to use a ton of colors tonight, but we'll see. Because you guys know I changed my mind left and right. All right, so we're going to do, I got my primary blue. We're going to get some white on here. And the outsides are going to be dark. They're going to be the black. So yeah, and we're going to do some alizarin crimson too at the bottom. So let's see. Just put a pile there. All right, so, and look, I already got paint all over me. So when I was filming earlier today, I had just got done and I was like talking to you guys. And I ended up getting spray foam all over the front of my shirt. So I had to change when I came in. I'm like, really? I did the whole thing. I didn't get anything on me. Right at the end, right across my gut. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, so I'm gonna go in. I just wet my brush a little bit. We're using like a mop brush. And I wanna have it's gonna kind of be like a moon, but there's gonna be clouds going around it. So I wanna start with some white, and then I'm just gonna slowly start picking up the blue and kind of bringing that on the outside. And I'll probably have to go over the center, but I want that center to be much lighter. And then we're just gonna pick up some blue, and we're gonna start just making it darker as we go. So I'm trying to do different paintings where, we're not using all the same kind of colors, so that we kind of have a variation. So what has everybody been up to, guys? Let's get this chat going. And if you could hit the like for me, I would appreciate it, because that does help my channel tremendously. All right, I'm gonna pick up my dry one, and I'm just gonna start trying to blend some of this out just a little bit. Squeeze that, and then we'll dry that off. And then the closer I get to this outside, we're gonna add some black. And then I'm gonna start adding some of the alizarin crimson down here at the bottom. So I'm just gonna kind of start going in with some of the alizarin crimson. Just kind of getting something going in here. I probably should have used a bigger brush. All right, I'm gonna rinse that off. Welcome, guys, if you're just hopping in. All right, so now I'm gonna start going in with more of this alizarin crimson. Just to give us a little bit of a glow, something different on the in the bottom. All right, now I'm just gonna go in with some black, and we're gonna get, and I didn't even wash my brush, I'm just whatever's in there with that alizarin crimson is what we are going with. Because this is basically just our start of our ground mass. All right, so I do want to bring some of this black into the side. So I'm going to go up and around the whole outside of the canvas just so I don't forget. Because I am going to bring some black around those edges. Because if, you know, if we're making a moody painting, then we need to have some moodiness going around in our painting. All right. So now we've got that, and I'm just gonna slowly blend that in. All right, and then we're gonna, let's see here. All right, So I'm just gonna go over the middle again. Just to really, oops, sorry guys, just to kind of lighten this area up just a smidge and to get some of those lines out. Just basically giving it another coat. I mean, we're gonna put some, there's gonna be trees and different things, so, but I want to at least get a good base down. And let me use some of this other blue. Check and see if we got any comments. Hey Terry, hey Bonnie. Oh, thank you so much, Bonnie. All right. So I will periodically keep checking comments, guys. So if you put anything, if you have any questions, don't hesitate, guys. All right, so now I'm just gonna, because I want to have like that glowy little bit around the moon. So the project that I'm working on for hopefully Thursday's video, guys, I am having so much fun. It's not even right to be having that much fun. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, it has been fun. All right. All right, so hopefully we can get everything kind of blended as we start putting our actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pick a different color for down in here because I'm not liking, it's still a little too dark for what I want. So I'm gonna go in with some cadmium red, medium hue, and we're gonna start putting some of this, and then I'm gonna pick up some white and go over it to give me more of a lighter pink. Yeah, that's much better. And then I'll go over this once I do the ground, but all right. You like that pink? Yeah, I needed something a little bit, it's still a little bit dark for what I really wanted, but we're gonna go with it. All right, so I'm gonna switch brushes. I'm gonna go to a small filbert, and of course I pick a brush that's not soft. All right, let me soften that a little bit. So I'm just putting white on one side, and we're gonna start kind of getting some clouds in here. have on here? I got some gooby on here. All right, I definitely got to lighten that center a little bit more. There we go. There. That's better. All right, now, so I'm just basically getting like some cloud shapes in, and then I will kind of go back over and highlight some of them. Actually, I am going to use a bigger, a little bit bigger filbert. I know I have some. Where are they? Oh, right here in front of my face. All right. Yeah. Oh, much better. Much, much better. Because the part of the clouds that are closest to the moon are going to be the brightest. So I'm even going to put in a little bit of black to give it like a gray hue. So when I put that white on, it will, you know, kind of have a little bit more something going on there. So I'm just kind of building up different layers. And I'm just kind of, whatever's left on my brush, kind of bringing it to the end. So when I put the trees in, it'll be a little bit lighter back in there. So did any of you watch the video of that had my Christmas tree at the end of it, guys? If you did, let me know in the comments what you thought. It's definitely a little darker than I thought it was gonna be, but I really, really like it. And my husband actually, we had a friend stop over today, and I had gone out to do the next layer of my next project, and I heard him telling her that we're thinking about keeping the tree up year round and doing all the different themes. I'm like, yes. I've been trying to do that for years, and everybody has protested me. So I'm like, I might finally get my way. I mean, everybody knows how much I enjoy my Christmas tree, not just the tree itself, but it's the light. It's the atmosphere that, that you get with the tree being lit up is what I enjoy. All right, so maybe I have to go in and lighten that up again after, and we'll put some more highlights on the clouds, but so is it kind of looking like layers of billowy clouds? This is the one step in my paintings that I hate. I hate doing clouds. But I force myself to do them because they do add, you know, so much to a painting. But I hate, to me, they never look good. So I'm just... trying to trust the process, and all right, so I'm thinking that's good. Once we start getting some trees and stuff in there. All right. I did not know. I will have to go back and watch. Okay. I can't remember which one it is. It's one of the last few. I had actually put some pictures of it. Let me see. All right, we're gonna go in. All right, so that's... So I want to let this dry because I want to draw my witch in here, but I'm going to start getting my tree in on the side. All right, so I just got plain black paint on my my brush, and let me see. I'm going to start here, and I haven't seen the video. I am so behind with everything, but I will watch it soon. The clouds look amazing. Thank you. Is it, let me see here. I don't want to botch your name. Julie's in? I hope I didn't botch that. I'm sorry if I did. All right, so we're just going to bring this down right into here because I'm going to have I'm going to have some like stump branches type of things coming out of there. Let's see. And make that a little bit. All right. So now we're going to start bringing some roots down in this bottom section. All right. All right, so that's a good size tree there. And now I'm gonna do my liner brush, and we're gonna start having, is Ju for Julie, Liz for Elizabeth, Anne for Anne. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. All right, so we're gonna start putting, I'm gonna thin that down just a little bit. So when you're trying to make these skinny little branches, you definitely want your paint to be thin. And I'm gonna get a even smaller liner brush. There we go, much better. And we might put another big tree on this side. I haven't decided yet. All right. So let me get some ground in here. And let me see if this brush will do it. All right. And then we're gonna do, let's see. Make it dark because those are behind this tree. Just so there's a little something else going on in there. All right, so I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more white, and we're just gonna kind of lighten that again a little bit. All right. And all right, so I do want something coming up in the background here. Just now, some of these won't even get seen because we're going to have the witch in the front, but I just needed a little something going on in the background. All right. So I did sharpen my, this is a chalk pencil, and these, they're so hard to sharpen. So I did get this sharpened today so that I could use it. So I want to get my witch in before I do anything else because I want to kind of know where she is going to be. So, all right, I'm just going to give her a little head. And you guys might not see this, but I can definitely see the chalk line. Shapes you used in your bat bowl from... I am not sure. I thought I got them at the dollar store, Dollar General last year. I could not remember where I had got them, but I know it was at a local store. I think it was Dollar General where I got those. That's why I didn't link it, because I didn't know where I got it. All right, so let me go in with her body first so that I can make sure that she has an hourglass waist. All right, so that's going to be her dress. And I do want her to have an arm. But going in front of her. And then this one, is going to be like that. And then she's going to have her hair. And then we can put a hat. Okay. So, I'm going to get some green. I was going to make her black, but I'm like, no, we're going to give her a green dress just so she stands out a little bit. And I'm just using this phthalo cyan green. Thanks. I will see if Oz has anything similar else. I need to dig that mold out for you and send it. Okay, thank you so much. And if I do see them anywhere, I will try to make sure that I say it on one of my videos. All right, so I'm gonna do the dress first, and then we'll put her head and hair on, because I think it's gonna be easier for me that way. And actually, I'm gonna mix a little bit of black in with my green, so that way I can go a little bit lighter without going too light. All right, so we are gonna, and let's see. I'm not even gonna, I'm gonna just, I think, leave her arm like that. And her hair is gonna come down, so that's gonna get covered. But I want her dress to be flowy. Okay, so we have a body, guys. We have a body. She might be headless, but we got a body. All right. So let's give her. Look, she has a head. Okay, so now I can start giving her, so I want some dark areas in her dress to represent like the pleats in her dress. So I'm just taking the leftover paint that I have and I'm just kind of making some different shapes. So then when I go back over it with the lighter color, it will show up more. So I definitely want some darkness in there. And I'm gonna have some darkness on that inner side. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna do her dress first, simply because I think it will be a little bit easier, and that way when I put the hair on, the hair's gonna be on, you know, top of the dress. So now I'm going in with just some of that straight green. And we're gonna start lightening her up a little bit. And I want it bright enough to show, but it's also the back of her, so it's definitely, you know, gonna be darker because it's the back side. But I do want light enough to, you know, kind of show what's going on. And some of it's going to be over that root, but still enough where you can see it, as long as I don't kind of go too crazy. Because we have to remember this is going to dry a little bit darker, so all right, I think that's pretty good. Now I'm going to go back to a small liner brush, and I'm going to mix up like a gray. And we're going to start getting her hair. Excuse me. We're going to start getting some of her hair in. So I'm leaving the dark, but I'm putting the gray, and then I'm going to go a little bit lighter even for the next one. Now this is where I'm going to start making her hair a little bit longer. You know, because just because she's a witch doesn't mean she can't be pretty from the back, right? All right, so now I'm just going to pick up some white, and we'll start giving her some little bit more you know, especially like around her face, well, around her hair, because that moon would be glowing. Okay, so now I want to lighten that green up even more, so I'm going to mix some white in with it. And it's a kind of like a blue green, so you know, because that outer side would definitely have a little bit brighter area where the, you know, the moonlight would be hitting on the front of her, but the moon's kind of coming around this way. In my brain anyways. You know, like little bits of her dress would be probably, you know, catching in the moonlight a little bit. And we'll get a little bit over here. Yeah. So should we put a witch hat on her? Oh, thank you so much, Bonnie. Oh, I wish you could do resin too. All right, so first what I gotta do now is I gotta wipe off where I put that other chalk, because I didn't follow my chalk line exactly. So there, we just, all right, let me, I'm gonna try to draw the hat on. Sometimes I have a hard time when I'm doing it from behind. Yeah, I think we'll do it. We'll do the hat. So I draw it on in chalk, and then it kind of gives me like that visual of, yeah, okay, that's gonna look good. The sizing is pretty accurate. And then we're just gonna do the hat in black. So now we're just gonna fill that in. Just this to come down more. All right. And I'm going to just pick up white now, and we are going to put her band or whatever around her hat. Let me see. Because she would definitely be having a little bit of, hey Jenny, you like the sky? You know me with my, my clouds. I don't like doing clouds, but I did it. Is anybody else not getting my notifications? Because my daughter has not been getting any of my notifications, whether I post or I go live. Switch to a smaller liner brush. You didn't get it tonight either, Jen? Yeah, that I don't know what's going on. So I'm just adding a little bit more in her hair in some of the areas that I went a little too light. Hey Jess, you didn't either? I don't know what is going on. I'm getting most, I believe. Don't think I got the one video with the tree. Oh, okay. So, yeah, so I don't know why I don't know. All right, so now we've got to have a little bit of hair kind of coming out. Just to show she has long hair. All right. So let's put a couple of pumpkins in. So I'm gonna start with the burnt sienna for my pumpkin because in order to get your shadows in on a pumpkin, you've gotta start your base a little bit dark. Yes, it's acrylic paint. Now I still have to finish the tree, and I think we're gonna put another one over here, or maybe some branches coming over the moon a little bit. I haven't decided yet. So let's get a few pumpkins down in here. All right, I'm gonna start over here, so if I mess it up, I can paint over it. You know, the first time you're trying something of the season, you kind of, you get a little rusty. But that one's not too bad. I'm just gonna... All right, so and that will give us a nice darker color when we go back over it with orange. Let's see. So it's almost like you're doing a heart at the top, but then you got to round it out more at the bottom. All right. Now I didn't pull out any brown. Do we put a lamp post? Let me know in the comments. I've been dying to do a lamp post. And that way we could actually lighten up. Well, if I put the lamp post over here, we couldn't light that side up, but never mind. Never mind, my old lady brain tonight. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with just the orange, and we are gonna Now I could let this, oh, wrong one. I could let this dry, but I like to do the wet on wet as much as I can, because my colors blend better that way. All right, so that's the first layer. All right. So I'm gonna take some of the green and some of the black, and we're gonna make a little stem. And then I just draw it out, you know, bring it out a little bit onto the orange, so that way it puts that stem down in. And we'll have that one go in a different direction. Just adding a little bit of dark so that we can kind of get that dimension to these pumpkins. All right, now I'm gonna pick up some white and some orange, and we're gonna make a lighter orange. And I don't like that color orange, so I'm gonna go in with some straight orange, because I'm just not liking that color. Yeah, that's better. So this side would be definitely would be a little bit lighter. All right, so now I've got to lighten these stems up. So I'm going to take that burnt sienna, which is kind of like a red brown. I'm going to mix it with white and a touch of black. And now I'm just going in with black and just kind of running that down, like so it's into the pumpkin a little bit. You know, sometimes it takes a few tries to get it exactly the way you want it to look. And that's why I say, you know, it's fine to try different things because you never know if something's going to work unless you try. Okay. I definitely gotta make that one a little bit brighter. All right. Okay, Terry, good night. All right, so let's start getting some branches on our tree here. So I'm going in with this medium brush right at the moment, and then I'll go back in with a little fine brush. Being creative without a sales pitch. Yep, nope, we're just painting. We are just painting. I mean, you can go crazy with putting branches on. But you don't want them like all on one side or going, you know, all in the same direction. Because they don't do that in nature. All right, so we gotta do my signature. I've got to have a broken branch. All my trees, I have to have a broken branch at the bottom. I don't know why, but I do. I honestly don't even know why, but I like having something different at the bottom. And always remember, when you're putting your branches, the part that meets the tree is always wider than anywhere else. All right. So I think let's go ahead and get some lightness on this tree. I'm going to go back in with my filbert, and I'm going to take some black and white so we make a lighter gray, and we're just going to start just to kind of give a little bit of texture. You know, and if you put, if you go too light, you can always add more black in. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to try different things. Like I just noticed that that branch that I just was on right here, see how that, I got to make that a little bit wider. Because it doesn't, it was too wide back here, All right, so now I'm just gonna, even though I got black on my brush, I'm gonna start just picking up a little bit of white to kind of start giving a little bit of the glow from the moon. Like this one would probably have some lightness right there. So you just want to think about, you know, where your light source is coming from. And we know that this is our light source. So the tips obviously would have, you know, a little bit of glow to them. Now this one, it would be more on the bottom. Because of the way that, you know, the moon is underneath it. So sometimes your shadows will be on the top, sometimes they'll be on the bottom. Crap. Crap on a cracker. Did you see that jump right out of my hand? And it doesn't have to be like a solid line. It's just you're showing where that light source is kind of hitting the tree a little bit. You know, like it would definitely be, you know, on this side of the tree. Maybe a little bit in that corner. Let's see. Definitely a little in there. Maybe a little there. Maybe a little on that one. And let's see. We wouldn't have a whole lot on this, but I still want to put something. I'm just going to put a little bit more black down underneath here. All right. I'm just going to go in with my black and just all right. All right, let's see. Let's have just a couple of branches come over the moon. And then I think I'm going to put a lamp post right here. All right, so I do want one branch. because the whole point of putting that brightness is so that, you know, things can show up through it. And it doesn't have to be a whole lot. Let's see, I'm gonna put like a little bit bigger one crossing over. You just want some of your branches crossing over others. It just kind of makes it look a little bit more. And that one will have going behind it. All right, so now I'll go in with a little bit of the light. And definitely would have some underneath this one. Let's see. All right, so we got a little something up here. All right, I think that looks good. Now, let's see. We're gonna put a lamp post. All right, so I haven't done a lamp post in a while, and I love doing lamp post. So any suggestions on what you guys would like me to paint next week? I normally go live on Monday, but this past 2 weeks I have been so busy that I have not I haven't had time. Okay. And then so now I'm gonna have to get some yellow out. All right, I'm just gonna fill that in. And then I'm gonna dry it. We'll dry it before I put the lights on. Of course, I picked a hard area because I have those trees behind there and it's throwing my shape off. It isn't going to be the best lamppost, I will tell you that, but we're going to try. We're going to try and make this work. Too much of a slope on this one. All right, I'm just gonna make this much bigger because I don't have my shape right. There we go. And now we'll put its little top on. There we go. All right. Let me dry that real quick. Put out my yellow. So first I'm going to go in with white so we can get our Because if I put yellow over this, we're going to get green. Because yellow and black will make green. So we're putting the white, so that way when I go over it with the yellows and the oranges, I won't get funky colors. And then we're going to put the lines back into it. All right, so I'm going to go in first with the orange, so we can have a little bit of glow going on. So it doesn't matter if I go over the black, because I'm gonna go back over it after anyways. But so basically I'm doing like I had done in last week's painting, but not as neon as our scarecrow was. All right. Now let's get a little bit of yellow. So that yellow mixed with that orange gave us a deeper yellow. I'm going to take some yellow and some white, and we're going to make a nice bright yellow. Okay. Now I'm going to go back with the black, and we are yeah. All right, so we would have, from the moon, again, we would have a smidge of light at the top, and on this top ledge. But on here, we were going to have the reflection from the light, and we're going to put a little bit of that on her dress as well. So we're gonna go in with some orange and some yellow on my brush together, and we're gonna just give a little bit of light there, and we would have obviously a little bit of light there, and a little bit around this base. Okay, so I'm gonna do the yellow and the orange again, and we're gonna give a little bit of a highlight there, and we are gonna give a little bit of that orange and yellow, just, it's literally a dot of each, and then just light pressure because that light would be reflecting on her dress. And I don't know if it's showing up for you guys, but I'll hold it up close here in a minute. Almost done. I mean, there wouldn't be a whole lot, but there would be, you know, a little something. And then we probably would have a little bit of glow on the ground. Not a lot, but enough, you know, to kind of give that illusion. And then we would have just a little bit of that moon glow on our little pole from that back side. All right, so let me see. I'm just going to put a few just a few like little bushes or something. Kind of set these little make a bush over here. Now I'm just going to go in with some green. I didn't even wash my brush, and just so it's showing that, you know, it's a little something, because that will dry much darker. So by having that dark underneath gives you that shadow. So it makes everything else kind of stand out a little bit more. So I'm gonna, now I have yellow out, I might as well add a little bit of yellow in here because we'd be getting some light from this lamppost and from the moon. So it will, you know, it'll tell that story that there is some lightness over here. And it, you know, just kind of adds a little bit more color and depth. And all right, so I am going to add a little bit over here too, just so that shows up just a smidge better. Alrighty, I think we have got ourselves a finished painting. I need something more right in there. I want it so it's kind of like a path. I'm going to pick up some blue and white and just kind of yeah. Alrighty, let me put a signature on this bad boy and we are gonna call it done. I do want to just put a little bit more. Especially now that we have a light source. Just gonna add a smidge of green into the stem, just a little bit. All right, there, that looks better. I thought I was almost done. Yeah. Now I can put a signature on it. Oh, no, we need a little yellow. And orange. There. All right. I could keep messing with this all night. So which color am I going to sign it in? Let's do orange. I'll sign it and then I will hold it up. So like I said, I always sign it with just the first 3 initials of my last name. And then I sign my full name on the back, and I name this picture. So if anybody has any name suggestions, put that in the comments, guys. And then 25, and that is it for my signature. All right, so let me hold that up close so you can, you know, this way here you can see the yellows and the oranges reflecting off the light. Thank you, Bonnie, for watching. You have a blessed evening as well. A winter scene? Yes, Lisa. I can't wait to start doing some winter scenes. I love this. I love your paintings. I will be doing the background on a rock. Yes, absolutely. Maybe a winter scene. Okay, so I am looking forward to the winter scenes too, because that is one of my favorite times of year. But I'm really getting a little bit better with like the Halloween stuff. So I figured maybe we'll do like one more Halloween, and then maybe I suck at fall paintings. I suck at fall paintings. I will just tell you. But I've been wanting to do like the cornucopia with the vegetables in it. So I might attempt that. And if I do, we'll do it on a live, and it's either going to be a mess or it'll come out. So I am thinking about that. I think that would be a fun one. So yeah, any suggestions, just, you know, drop them in the comments or, you know, whatever. And I'm up for all kinds of things. So maybe we'll change it up next week and we'll do maybe a winter painting. Alrighty, guys, I am going to let you go. I have kept you over an hour and a half. Again, I tried to make it quick, but you know me. I don't do anything quick. All right, I will see you guys all on the next live. There is one being uploaded tomorrow. Very, very short and very simple. Something anybody can do. There's no resin, no paint, no nothing involved. So that's going tomorrow night. But then my big project that I've been working on all day is going to hopefully be up on Thursday. So stay tuned for that. I hope you all come back and watch that video because I'm having so much fun making it. So thank you guys for hanging with me. Me too. So hopefully it will be Monday. If it's not Monday, it will be Tuesday. What I've been trying to do is like all my housework on Mondays. And then by the time that nighttime gets here, I'm too tired. So I'm trying to get a few ahead so I'm not running into that problem. But, you know, life gets in the way and I just have to accept the fact that maybe some nights I won't have a video. But I'm trying really hard to get you guys videos every night. So I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for all your support. I totally appreciate it. And I love every one of you guys for hanging with me. Alrighty, bye guys.